in the studios goes via being a pro arm wrestler and a national arm wrestling champion, alongside being a chartered accountant. This is unbelievable. Mazahir Saidhu, the arm wrestler, welcome to TSB. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Mate, you are a beast. Look at the size of you. Look at those guns.
No, see,
People see me. It's like when I go for officers meeting and all, they're like, are you a chartered accountant? Seriously?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, the chartered accountant teacher who was correcting his papers, he just went and showed his biceps. And the teacher asked him, how many mugs do you want? I'm giving you.
He said, you want to be an accountant? Count these. 1, 2. I'm in.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Pleasure.
This is amazing. So tell me something, arm wrestling, it's not one of those typical standard sports that one plays in India. In India, you grow up, you start playing cricket by default.
Yeah.
What made you think that I want to take up arm wrestling as a sport?
The thing is, it's from when I was in school. I did my school here in Dubai. So, so I'm a Dubai kid, basically.
Oh, and then we thought Dubai kids were all obese and slow.
Yeah. So I always used to do this one, like in schools and all. So when I was in 10th standard, I go up and challenge the big guys, like 12th standard guys, and that's how it started. And then when I went to India, because of the frustration from the sea, I thought I'll have to do some sport. And somehow it was a good, maybe accident, I don't know. It's like fortunate and unfortunate. I met my friend Rahul Panikar. He's also one of the famous guys in India. So he took me into arm. He said, I have a good strength in this kind of sport, like arm wrestling. You are very good. So from that's how I knew that I'm good at this.
Wow.
When it comes to training and diet, Neil here is a strength and conditioning coach. What do you generally eat in a day? Is it similar to a bodybuilder?
It depends. You have to have a lot of protein and like all the bodybuilders. So we don't need to have a ripped body like bodybuilders, but whatever you have to have a strength, you have to have it. It's not like pure.
So it can be high carbs and high
carbs.
protein.
It's not about high carbs, but we should have the carbs in order to, because carbs gives us energy.
Right.
So we have to have enough carbs to go. Like if you see the strength builders, we have to have the similar diet to them.
Yeah, it's like the power lifters kind of diet.
kind of diet.
That's
yeah.
right.
And when you do train, is it just the party muscles?
No,
chest,
everything,
arms, back?
everything.
Really, you're still doing legs? Just the party muscles?
No,
chest,
everything,
arms, back?
everything.
Really, you're still doing legs?
Even legs you have to train.
What?
People actually have a misunderstanding that arm wrestling is all about arms. It's the whole body. It's entire upper body, even the lower body. You give pressure towards leg and push it at some point.
What, you're pushing off the floor when you?
It's the position. Everything is really important. Arm wrestling is not just a sport of arms. It's there are more to it.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to get into the mind as well. Eh?
Of course, there are people who do mind games and win. It's not a just arm sport. It's everything. Once you know what arm wrestling really is, it's an interesting one.
Well, Arjun is here. He's got the camera. Can you just give us a flex of the bicep? Come on, look at those guns. Check out the Talk 100.3 Instagram account if you want to see those very soon.
Right. For the ones who are right now listening to us, what is the diameter of in fact the circumference of those biceps?
I think it's 18.5 inches.
Oh, I see. How about? Oh, I'm not really sure what it could be, but let me 18.5. Well, congratulations on all your success. This is incredible that you're a national arm wrestling champion.
Yeah.
Generally, how did this start? Just with like boys do, just arm wrestling, and then you suddenly beat everyone, so you thought you could be a champion? How did it start?
I don't know. It's from I don't know. I had this kind of talent. Right from I was a fitness freak from the beginning. Earlier, I was a fat kid when people used to bully me before, and that made me I have to be like a strong guy, and from that it started. I always work out right from the beginning. Like when I was in 10th or 9th, I started working out, and it was consistent from there.
That's
and it was always in my blood.
No, this is very interesting that you say over here that you started training from your 8th and 9th grade. Normally, a lot of parents have this concern that if their kids start training a little too early, then their height won't grow and all of that. And to break that misconception, I have to literally break their heads that listen, this doesn't happen. The growth hormones will help him grow taller, bigger,
that's
faster,
all
misconceptions.
everything.
All misconceptions. So I'm glad that there's a classic example sitting in front of us
yeah.
who's tall and big and started training when he was 13, 14.
I was overweight basically, so that made me do it. And my father was, but he's also into sports and also.
So he was bullying you?
No.
Yeah, we were talking to Neil before. We're big fans of the Rocky series. But have you seen the Sylvester Stallone movie Over the Top?
Yeah.
The arm wrestling one?
That's one. Yeah, that's a really good one.
There you go.
I love that movie.
Is it so? This is a story where Sylvester Stallone basically needs to win an arm wrestling competition to win back his son. Talk about being far-fetched.
Yeah.
But he's got this move where he goes over the top. Is that a legitimate move?
It is a legit move.
Really?
It's really important in arm wrestling.
Wow.
Yeah, we have to readjust and climb up, and then that's a legit move.
And do you turn your cap backwards like Sly in the movie?
That depends on the style of people. It's not like that. Like it depends on the people. Because of him, there are a lot of people who come to arm wrestling with the cap.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
This is nice. So, like in cricket, there are different type of shots. In football, there are different type of dribbles that you do. In arm wrestling, what are those different type of grips or techniques one has to use to?
So basically, there are 3-4 methods like you win a match. So one is called top roll, where you take out the opponent's hand and wrist, and you beat him. Like top roll, the one which you said, like over the top.
Over the top.
Over the top, okay.
And then it is called hook, where you like a hook, you pull them from here to here, like to the pad, from the starting to the pad, you hook.
And how long, technically, do you need to keep someone's arm down? Is it touching, or you've got to hold for 3 in order to win?
No, you have to touch the pad. There are 2 pads on the two sides, so you have to pin to the opponent's hand to the pad.
Okay, but there's no time limit. It's just you've just got to touch it, and it's over.
For people who have more endurance, it keeps on going. If people are of same strength, it keeps on going for minutes. And people who are like very good and who are more stronger, they pin them like in 1 second or 2 seconds.
Roughly how long does an arm wrestling match go for?
It depends. For me, I'm a speed player. I don't give the opponent time to beat. So I just go in like 2-3 seconds. I beat the opponent.
Oh, really?
Get
in, win. That's the slogan.
It's very rare that I take more time unless there was an Iranian champion who showed up recently in Dubai. So he was 11 years champion. He was like 160 kg. So with him, I had to pull around like nearly 1 minute in order to beat him. Not 1 minute, like 40 seconds, 50 seconds in order to pin him.
Wow.
It took a lot of time because that guy was a beast. I have video in my Instagram. I'll show you that the guy is too huge. His deltoids arms are more than my legs.
Wow. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 105 now. 105, yeah.
And is there a regulation that you need to be in a certain weight category?
Yes, there are different weight classes for each people. I mean, for me it's 100 plus. In India, I'm a heavyweight champion. So there are different weight classes for each. Yeah, so right now I'm the heaviest in India, and here when I come here, I'm actually normal, and here there are people who are 160, 180, even 200 kgs.
Which nationalities tend to be the best in arm wrestling?
It depends. There are a lot of nationalities who are good in it. There's Kazakhstan, there's Americans, like a lot of people are there.
What about all the Scandinavian countries? Because I always see them on the world's
the
biggest man, world's strongest man competition.
There are a lot of people from there as well. Like we have right now the strongest guy is from Georgia.
Okay.
He weighs 180 kg, 170 kg.
I mean, is that muscle or what?
It's muscle and fat. But if you see him, it's a Hulk. His hands are like this much. It's way bigger. I think I'll show you a photo where he and his a normal person will touch like this, and his hands are like this much. It's way bigger. Like if you catch him, it's like a leather sofa. You catch.
I love the descriptors that you're giving here. You know what? For the one who are listening, I'm telling you, this is absolute fun because obviously they cannot see what we are talking. I mean, the descriptors here, but though every single word that you're using to describe is so fun. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, from my training days, there is a Neil Lewis arm wrestling machine.
Okay.
It's like an ancient machine, okay, which had a little, like a bar which had weights downstairs and a little handle here. So you're technically training to do these, motion, and it was called Neil Lewis arm
It's still
wrest.
there.
It's still there.
That's
still
what
there.
Sylvester Stallone puts in his truck when he drives along to train. He's doing this.
I gave my name to everything. Literally. See? It's on me.
Even I have like few equipments in the car so that when I drive, I just can twist.
No
twist.
way!
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah, I have
Just,
grippers.
working your
On the hands, fingers,
Now, you are a part of the Pro Pania League.
Yeah.
That's the professional arm wrestling tournament in India. It's been around since 2020.
Yes.
Can anyone take part? I mean, is it
it's
like
basic. Right now it's for Indian nationals, but it is opened up to for everyone. I mean, it will soon be open up.
But this isn't like golf where everyone gets a go on the weekend.
Yeah.
You've got to.
But in future, we are planning to have international matches as well. I mean, maybe in near future we'll have a few international tournaments as well.
Tell me something. The risks of arm wrestling when people are wrestling, there's a lot of force that's coming through. Have people broken their
the
arms
risk
and all?
is for the people who doesn't train.
Ah.
There are people who just go. See, people misunderstand. I've told you, right? They misunderstand arm wrestling is just sport of arm. So when they use only arm, there's a chance that there's a dislocation.
Right.
Okay. If you use again towards the muscle, there is only muscle tears and which can be treated easily.
Okay.
But if it is a dislocation, that's going to be a problem. So if you are trained, like you know where to move and how to move, so the risk is comparatively like much lesser.
Yeah, because there was a famous incident live on Australian television. 2 ex-rugby players did an arm wrestle, and one of them broke their arm. It was live on TV.
Nasty.
It was one of those bits where everyone's in silent going, we'll go to a commercial break. There's some guy's there with his arm hanging off. And, I mean, how often does that really happen?
It's very rare, but only for people who are...
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. And also when the guys are too strong, like the one I've mentioned, like the Georgian guy.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So that's a nightmare. So you'll have to be very careful when you play with them.
You just say, no, thank you so much, I'm not playing. Excuse me.
He can lift like 140 kg with one arm, like a bicep curl.
No way.
One arm, one bicep curl.
140 kg.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't bench press 140 kg.
Yeah, that's kind of monsters we have
Exactly.
in arm wrestling.
It sounds strange, but do you have any advice for anyone starting out who wants to become an arm wrestler?
You have to train consistently. Don't just go and lift heavy. Like you have to condition your muscles, you have to condition your ligaments, everything. And then you start.
So you really need the best way to train to be an arm wrestler is literally to arm wrestle.
To arm wrestle, to train, and maybe you need a good coach for starters.
Yeah,
It's not like you can just go and arm wrestle. It's not like a sport as like easy as you think. And arm wrestling, when you said like. The problems, like it is for every sport, there is like issues like this.
Yeah.
If you go to MMA, you'll die. that's a risk you have. So arm wrestling, you'll just have biceps tears max.
Which is fair. I mean, obviously, like for any sport, like you mentioned, there are risks involved, but with risks come rewards as well. So commercially, how big has Pro Pania League or arm wrestling in the world become?
See, the Pro Pania League has done a wonderful job in our country. It's coming up the way they are approaching the arm wrestling is they've done a wonderful job. The last time the Pro Pania League competition was done in Gwalior Fort, and it's very difficult to conduct this kind of sport in the fort. Okay, so they're doing their part, and it's coming up, and we believe that in the next few months or next few years, it will be one of the biggest league of arm wrestling the whole world, and we will have a future on Pro Pania League.
But tell me something. Does it help having celebrities backing it? Praveen Dabas, Preeti Jhangiani, they're bigger names. They are influential. Does it help in that way?
It helps to reach out to people. The people has to understand that this sport is important like other sport as well. And these people, I mean, they have done a wonderful job to market, to put the efforts. I mean, to reach out the common people. I mean, they've done a wonderful job, and we are still doing it, and it will be a good success.
I'm sure.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck. It's
Thank
great.
you so
It's
much.
great to come in. You are you're a walking advertisement for your sport, and I love the logo that you've got of the Pro Pania League on your shirt.
Yeah.
It reminds me of what is it, Arnie in Predator.
Yes.
Have you seen that? Well, they haven't seen each other. Dylan look like you've been pushing too many pencils, and then he comes in, and then they do the big high five, and then the guns are going. So congratulations. If people do want to get in contact with you or follow you, have you have an Instagram handle?
Yes,
How can they
yes.
get in touch?
Yeah, it's called CA Mazahir Saidhu. I put my profession also behind it. So it's CA Mazahir Saidhu. Yeah.
Has to
They
be,
can
no?
follow me, yeah.
He studied hard to become a CA, right?
And lastly, we can't let you go without saying, what is your favourite accounting software to use?
For me, it's SAP.
Really?
Yeah, it's very. The risk is very less, and the chance of mistakes are less. It's more have more control.
Well, if I knew any
but
other...
it's costly as well. But yeah.
I knew
but
any...
if you want any advice, I'm open. I mean, I'll
Cool.
I'm a consultant, you know.
While he's a
I'm going
wrestler.
to make sure I pay my bills to you. Don't worry about that. Congratulations. Well, Mazahir, thank you very much for joining
Thank
us
you
and
so
good
much.
luck.
I mean, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
You're
Yeah.
on TSB, Talk Sport Business, here on Talk.